so we got the H2 Duramax on deck. We're starting on this tonight. So Cheeto, Flo, Randazzle are gonna start working on this tonight. Hopefully have, you think you're gonna have the body off for sure. Will you have the engine out of the frame, do you think? Hey guys, welcome back to another vlog. So we have been busy on this truck. You saw it on the last one where it was still in pieces. It is now Tuesday, I think. Days are all kind of meshed together. Hopefully everyone out there is being safe, keeping separation. But we are wrapping this up right now. It is just about to get pulled out right now, and we're gonna start on an H2 conversion here coming up in a few minutes. So yeah, go ahead and pull it out, Cheeto. We should be able to get all the test miles done on it this week and then back out to the customer at the end of the week. I was hoping for Wednesday having it ship out, but I don't think we're going to meet that deadline, but we will meet probably end of the week. So one is out, the other one's coming in. I know a lot of the viewers have been looking for to watch an H2 build, so this is coming up now. You'll probably see it over the next like week and a half vlogs or so. So let's go ahead and get this guy in. All right guys, so we got the H2 on deck for the Duramax conversion tonight. I believe it's tonight at least. We'll check in with Flo in a second when I find him. But this is one of the most famous colors when they first came out. It was that yellow color. This is a 2003 H2 wagon. Just an awesome truck, really comfortable, but especially with the Duramax engine in there, it's just absolutely phenomenal. So getting into this guy, it's a 6-liter originally. This open. So this is a 6-liter engine. Does fairly well. It's something like 320 horse or so. Really stout engine. However, it definitely is lacking a lot of power and a tremendous amount of torque. So a while back, we threw a supercharger on one truck. We had 2 shop trucks. One was a H2 supercharged engine. I think that bumped it up to like 520 horsepower or so. The other one was a Duramax converted truck. So we were at a stoplight, neck and neck, and we punched it, and it shifted about the same. We were just kind of edging each other out. One would jump in front of the other up until about 60. Right about 60, we hit like a little incline. The Duramax just literally walked away from it. And that's because of the torque. With that higher amount of torque, obviously you can tow a lot better, but you're pushing all that wind resistance, and you can see this truck is fairly flat. It's a big truck. You get all that wind resistance on a gasser that doesn't have that type of torque. There's no way you can keep up with it. Plus the Duramax gets almost, in this setup, let's say it was a more stock setup without the roof rack and brush guard, it's probably pushing conservatively 21, maybe 22 miles per gallon if you're a conservative driver on the highway. If you're a little bit more aggressive, you're probably going to be 18 or so. But it's actually a very efficient engine at that point, where the stock one you're getting like 12 to 14 miles per gallon. Best case scenario, maybe 14, 15. So there's a huge difference in fuel economy right there. I know the fuel prices are down really low today, anywhere from like $2 to $3 a gallon, but here in the future, maybe 6 months, a year down the road, prices are gonna go back up. So that's where it kind of pays off. But you know what, let me see where Flo's at. I'm checking with him and see when they're gonna start with this truck. What's your schedule for dropping it in there?
Well, tonight we should be able to have the body off, engine out, and get ready to drop the engine in probably tomorrow.
Gotcha.
So
you're like a Hummer fare. You come in at night, and like do all your busy work, and then all of a sudden we come in the morning and there's a Duramax converted Hummer.
Yeah, exactly.
Not quite that easy. But all right, cool. So what's inside this truck or this engine? I see the up pipes.
Oh yeah,
and
so
exhaust manifolds.
So if you saw it on the time-lapse video, we got our standard up pipes, ARP heads, and main bolts. Nothing really with the turbo, nothing fancy, just rebuilt the turbo. Customer supplied his own custom intake. It's mainly for the Silverado GMC trucks, but because this is an H2, so he's able to use it.
Yeah. So why don't you tell the viewers the advantage with the ARP head studs and main studs?
So with the advantage that you have with the ARP main studs and head studs is you already got a foundation where you could, if you wanted more horsepower, you could add it easily by just, you know, putting injectors in it, modifying the turbo or upgrading the turbo. So your ARP head studs, main studs support all that horsepower.
Yeah, definitely. So one of the weak links on the Duramax engine, when you put a lot of power to it, is the head gaskets. And the reason for that is you have a steel block and then aluminum heads. And what happens is all of that compression on those head bolts will actually stretch the head bolts. So the ARP head studs are actually pre-stretched. So they're hardened material, but they're already stretched out a little bit. So they can't stretch anymore. And then that way, when you put in like added power, your concerns are pretty much alleviated. And you're talking like 100,000 miles. I know on my old LBZ truck, I had about 100,000 miles before I developed a head gasket leak. And that was because I had a lot of power on it. So you can add a lot of power to these trucks with the ARP head studs and just know they're gonna go an incredibly long time, way past 100,000 miles without any issues on the head gaskets. So that's one of the main advantages. Plus, like Flo mentioned, with the other main studs in there as well, it's all internal stuff has been taken care of, where you can add up to like 600 horsepower, 650 horsepower, and you know the engine's gonna be able to handle it.
Yeah, correct.
So Duramax farriers are gonna be working overtime tonight to get this thing in here, and then hopefully, probably gonna be like next week this time when you're actually getting it on the road, right?
Yeah. Yeah, by the time we get all the plumbing done, the whole stack, the intercooler, yeah, it'll be by Monday, Tuesday, yeah.
And what's this thing gonna put out, like 550 horsepower?
Yeah, since it's stock, yeah, it's about 550.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll have more footage coming up on the H2 build, and yeah, should have it on the road in a couple days. All right guys, so wrapping up today's vlog. Appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure you check back in, because in a couple days we're gonna have a lot more footage of this engine going into the H2. So thanks for watching, see you soon. So that crow's been hanging out here for a while, and I guess he's been poaching everybody's food. So we happen to have a science project going on here at Predator today. Joe decided to get to create his own alcoholic
hand sanitizer
with massage gel, and it doesn't work too well.
What?
He is definitely not a scientist.
Not so much.
No.
I'll stick to purchasing.
Yeah.
Ready to get in here? It's a perfect time. We have the copper truck with the copper head.
Wow. Wow.
This thing's
It's matching?
built for you. Yes.
No, I'm good.
Allie is, she'll be on the phone if you guys call in. She's office assistant, working her way up through the ranks here. So you'll be seeing more of her to come. Well, right now, gonna stand out here. Yeah. All right.